Now, what I would like to do is actually invite my mentor, who actually introduced me to the world of network marketing 15 years ago. So, year number 16 has started, right? He gave me something which shook my world. He gave me something, he shook my tree. He shook my roots. He shook everything about me, right? And I'm really glad when I requested him to come on this call, he said yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to actually introduce my mentor, Chief Mel Gill, all the way from California, USA. And he was the first person who joined Pluto in USA. And you all, most of you are on this call thanks to him. So, over to you, Chief. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. You're so sweet as always. I'll tell you what, I know it was last minute for me to jump on here, but even though I was driving, and I apologize, folks, I'm not at my desk, so I can't throw my video on here. But we'll definitely get together for future events in more organized fashion, if you will. But I'll tell you what, from the time that I met Pradeep and what he's been able to do, becoming a leader and growing as a leader is unbelievable. But more importantly, he's shown everybody that you can do it too. And it's very, very, very powerful, and some of the things that Pradeep mentioned, I'm listening while I'm driving here, and I wish I could just take notes on some of the stuff, and hopefully you did, if you're not driving. But association, what Pradeep has created with all of us here is the environment, right? And the environment, what he mentioned was, if you hang around with chickens, then you're gonna just get a maximum chicken situation, right? But when you hang around with eagles, and Pradeep's original team the name was Eagles, and it's a whole other level. And so hanging around him is step one on doing the right thing, because you're hanging around eagles, right? And then creating other eagles is what we're doing here, and all hanging around the right people. But then, what does it take to be an eagle? I'm telling you, it's going to take action, because we can have as much timing as we want right now. We got the Bitcoin happening in the next 60 days, right? So there's a sense of urgency there on why we work now versus a year from now. There's a huge difference. You got to work at the right time, folks. I mean, I've learned that. Just some of you that are new and are hearing me for the first time, I've been in this industry now for 3 decades. Started when I was a 21-year-old kid and never have looked back. I mean, it's been a full-time, big-time situation. Put my children through the best schools, and it's been a blessing. But I'll tell you what, it all took working at the right time. Timing, because what did I know as a 21-year-old kid? But I was at the right place at the right time, and we put in the right efforts and learned from the right people, getting around people like Mr. Pradeep and the leadership. So right now, if you've got money to invest, that's great. Maybe you got $1,000. And I know Pradeep's putting out, okay, this coin's going good and that coin's going good and this and that. But great, your 1,000 might turn into, I don't know, a few thousand, right? But there's a big difference when you've got 50,000 to invest, right? Or 100,000. But how do you get there right now? It's called work, folks. I mean, if you just want to throw a little bit of coin in, maybe you're on the wrong Zoom. This is not something where this happens like a year from now and 2 years from now and 3 years from now. The last time this having happened, what was it? 2021, I think. So it's like, if you're going to miss it this time, are you waiting the next several years again? And by that time, the institutions are involved, the opportunity is different, and it's a whole different thing. So this 60 days that we have before this bull run really starts to pop off, now is the time to not just sit back and say, okay, I've got my little savings here and I might put a little portion of it. No, let's get to work and make it big, and then do some big things when this bull run happens, because we have it going 2024 to 2025. So folks, all I can just, put forward is that timing changes lives. Timing changes lives. The environment you're in is super important, right? Hanging around the eagles rather than the chickens, super important. The association, super important. You got to put these pieces of the puzzle together, right? And I'm talking from a position of strength, because that's what my wife and I had to do to make millions and millions of dollars. Is you had to be with the right people at the right time and the right associations. And this is networking. You got to work. I know some of you don't want to work. You're on the wrong Zoom. You know, some of you just think, okay, I just want to get a couple of Plutos and I'm going to be a billionaire. No, it doesn't work like that. Now is the time to put the efforts in. So that's my message, Pradeep, you know, is that people need to understand that this is a work situation. Put in the efforts, put in the blitz. You've got, you know, a 90-day plan that Pradeep's putting together. But I'll tell you what, 60 days before the halving, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Wake up a little bit earlier. I know many of you are showing up on every Zoom. That's great. But what about the action, right? We got to put in the efforts and the action. You know, it's a work program. So with that, Pradeep, so appreciative to have you inviting me on to just say a few words. And like I said, if I wasn't driving, man, I would just really be able to do another level for you. But man, you are absolutely amazing. I'm so proud, you know, starting from not knowing this industry to now, man, you are the PhD doctor superstar, unbelievable. And as we go through this bull run, you're going to change so many people's lives. So God bless you, brother. Over to you.